This is Shilajit. It's been called the blood of the mountains, a cure-all from ancient medicine. And now it's all over TikTok. They say it boosts testosterone, clears brain fog, fixes your hormones. Some call it nature's Adderall. Others say it's basically natural Viagra. I'd never even heard of it. And now it's everywhere. $90 a jar, shipped from the Himalayas. Sounds legit, right? What if I told you this so-called super supplement had almost no scientific backing, might be contaminated with lead and arsenic, and is riding the same playbook that's profited for decades off our deepest insecurities? Let's talk about it. You've never heard of it before, but suddenly it's everywhere. Shilajit. I think that's how you say it. Shilajit. Shilajit has gone from obscure mountain tar to the new wellness obsession on TikTok, Reddit, and biohacker YouTube. It's been pitched to men as a natural testosterone booster. No injections, no side effects, just masculine virality in a jar. And to women, it's a cure from everything from PMS to perimenopause to burnout. In other words, this sticky black goo is being sold as your missing hormone fix. The branding is pitch perfect. One product, two markets. For men, it's primal ancient power. For women, it's balanced hormones and glowing skin. It's being sold as everything to everyone. The one thing you didn't know that you needed, but now apparently you can't live without. No matter your problem, brain fog, fatigue, aging, libido, Shilajit is positioned as the solution, which should always make you ask, when one thing claims to fix everything, is it fixing anything? Influencers are cashing in. Subscription boxes, affiliate codes. This isn't just a supplement, it's a lifestyle accessory now. So how did this ancient mountain goo become a $90 a month wellness fix for literally everything? Well, let's just say it didn't happen by accident. The story goes like this. High in the Himalayas, when the sun gets hot enough, a black resin oozes out of the cliffs. Locals have gathered it for centuries. They called it the destroyer of weakness. It's decomposed plant and microbial matter, mixed with minerals and fossilized in rock crevices over centuries. In other words, it's mountain compost that sweats. And yeah, people are eating this. It smells like tar, looks like tar, and in some cases costs more than Chanel. Shilajit has been used for over 3,000 years in Ayurvedic medicine, marketed as a rejuvenator. But ancient use isn't the same thing as scientific proof. Bloodletting was around 2,000 years ago too. Doesn't mean we should bring that back. But here's the thing. People want to believe it because we are tired, we're burnt out, and the idea that one ancient substance could restore balance, that's incredibly seductive. Especially when you've tried everything else and nothing's worked. This becomes the maybe this is it product. Add the right font, earth tone branding, and a sprinkle of Sanskrit, and suddenly it's not just goo, it's a spiritual fix. For women, it promises balance, fertility, glowing skin. For men, it's testosterone, strength, and dominance. It's not just a supplement, it's self-worth in a jar. But belief alone doesn't remove the lead, and confidence doesn't cancel out contamination. Wanting it to work is not the same as it actually working. So let's put this miracle goo through actual science, because vibes aren't peer-reviewed. This is the big one. All over TikTok, raised my T by 20%. I feel like a man again. Technically, one study did find that men who took 500 milligrams of purified Shilajit daily saw a modest bump in testosterone. But it had a small sample size, a short duration, and was funded by the brands that sell it. So yeah, a little testosterone, maybe. A miracle hormone fix, not exactly. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. In 2022, a real decent study gave Shilajit to postmenopausal women for a full year. And guess what? it slowed down bone loss in the spine and hip. This is probably the strongest legit use case that we've seen, but one study. It needs replication. So it's still not got the green light to start scooping it into smoothies. Okay, there's zero human evidence that Shilajit improves memory, clears brain fog, prevents Alzheimer's, or turns you into a superhuman. There are a couple of lab studies on mice and test tubes, and that's it. One rat had more energy. That doesn't mean that your brain fog is cured. Are you tired, aging, and underperforming? Try tar juice today. Now with 20% more Himalayan mystery and 100% less regulation. Side effects may include lead poisoning, broken bank accounts, and disappointment. So far, the real science says maybe it increases testosterone and maybe it is good for bone health, but everything else is marketing. Now, if it ended there, this would just be another overhyped wellness trend. But the next part is where it gets ugly. Here's the part the wellness ads don't mention. Shilajit doesn't just come with claims, it comes with contaminants. These aren't rare cases either. Multiple independent lab tests have found dangerous levels of heavy metals in Shilajit, including lead, arsenic, and mercury. It's marketed as energizing, but you might just be feeling the heavy metals. Some brands tested way over the legal limits. And here's the kicker. A lot of them didn't even list it on the label. If your supplement requires a lab report just to prove that it won't poison you, maybe don't eat it. In the US and the UK, supplements like Shilajit are not regulated like drugs. There's no pre-market approval, no required safety testing. No one's checking what's in that glossy little jar. And it's not just the metals. One woman ended up in the ER with a full-blown anaphylactic shock. Severe allergic reaction, blood pressure crash, the works. We don't know what causes it. Maybe mold, pollen, or just mystery filler. But when your supplement is basically rock goo from unregulated terrain, anything's possible. Even if some brands are clean, the supplement aisle is not a trust exercise. You shouldn't need a PhD and a home lab kit just to make sure that your wellness doesn't come with toxic side effects. The FDA has warned about it, so has the Department of Defense. But online, all you hear is, don't worry, just get the good stuff. Shilajit isn't just trending, it's booming. The global market is worth over 300 million, and it's growing fast. For women, it's marketed as hormonal empowerment, an all-natural fix for fatigue, fertility, PMS, menopause, you name it, for $90 a jar plus shipping, plus subscription, plus an affiliate discount if you want to post it on TikTok. So who's actually winning here? Because it's not your hormones. It's the influencers, affiliate marketers, resellers, supplement bros who bulk buy powder and resell it in aesthetic jars. It's the same playbook we've seen before. Detox teas, CBD, mushroom coffee, collagen, and chlorophyll drops. The plot never changes. Take a vague health problem, pair it with a mystical sounding herb, and sell it as a miracle. But here's what no one profits from telling you. You are not broken. You don't need resin scraped from a cliff to be whole. If you're tired, burnt out, overwhelmed, it's not because you're missing some rare goo from a mountain in Central Asia. It's because this system exhausts you and then tries to sell your energy back to you. Shilajit isn't just a supplement. It's a case study in how the wellness industry profits off your vulnerability. We are sold fear of aging, fatigue, imbalance, and then sold the cure. And the more mystical, unregulated, and expensive that cure is, the more we're told is the answer. You deserve evidence, not marketing, not half studies, not affiliate codes dressed up as science. You are not a broken hormonal mess. You are not missing Himalayan tar from your life. You are being targeted by an industry that thrives when you feel like something's wrong with you. Don't let them sell your self-worth back to you in tar. If it's too ancient, too magical, and too expensive, it's probably too good to be true. If you want more breakdowns like this, where I cut through the noise and look at the systems behind the product, hit subscribe.